This week's 40-yard dash is presented by GoMart. Go for good times, go for GoMart. 40-yard dash this week, we're with the head football coach of the University of Charleston Golden Eagles, head coach Michael Tesch. Coach, you ready to walk 40 yards?
I'm ready.
So, Coach, talk about the difference in this team. You were 2-1 a couple weeks ago. Now you've won your last two. Talk to me about what's different about this group these last two games.
I think the biggest thing is just learning from our mistakes from our two losses. They were both games that we had control of and just didn't do anything with it. You know, both games that we were up by a possession or two and just didn't finish. So I think, you know, just kind of learn how to be resilient and get through tough times together.
How adaptive has this group been towards you, with this being your first season after Quinn Sanders with the Northern Illinois?
They've been pretty adaptable. They've been pretty adaptable. I think, you know, some of the changes we made in the offseason have shown up in these last couple games that have been pretty tough on us. I think, you know, we just had to go through a few tough learning experiences early on.
Biggest difference that you saw in your team, or what did you see different in your group during the bye week leading into this week?
I think just energy. I think they know what's ahead of them. They know what they can accomplish, and I think, you know, just getting that time off, you know, off our feet. You know, I think we've been going at it straight since the beginning of August, so I think having that time off rejuvenated them a little bit.
Final question for you. Big game this weekend against Wheeling. Both teams are 2-0 entering this weekend's contest. What do you see from them, and how big of a game is this from conference standings perspective?
Huge game since our next one. You know, we're two of three teams that are undefeated in conference play right now. You know, so I think the biggest thing we've learned in the past is, you know, you just got to focus on the game ahead of you. And, you know, we've learned the hard way before, and, you know, we plan on learning from, you know, those types of things. And Wheeling's a good team. They always got athletes. You know, Coach Bruni does a good job up there. He always has a good plan, and, you know, we got to be ready for anything. You know, I think the tough thing for us this year is every week we get something we don't see on film, and we get multiple things we don't see on film. I think teams always put a little bit more when they're playing us, you know, with what we've accomplished these last few years. So we just got to go up there if we're ready for anything and just read and react to what they throw at us. I think, you know, we'll be fine.
As the head football coach of the University of Charleston Golden Eagles, head coach Michael Tesch, be sure to check out our website from now until the end of the high school football season by going to our website, wvgazettemail.com. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at GazMail Sports, that's G-A-Z Mail Sports, and be sure to follow us on Facebook at HD Media Sports.